What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We are here with another seasonal championship, going for gold. It's the A class and we have a variety of cars to pick from. I'm going for the Mustang this time, because finally we have a pretty good American entry. Now, as you can see, a variety of different cars that we could use. I thought about using the Supra or the Mustang, but since most of my views are coming from America, I thought, hey, why not use an American car for a change? Been using enough Japanese cars already, so finally we have a pretty good American car here, so let's roll with that. This tune is all power and not much else, so it's different from what I normally use. Now, normally I go for tunes that are fairly balanced and are very good to handle, but this one is more on the lots of power and that's about it side. So as always, I will post the share code in the description. As you can already see, we are just breezing past everyone. This tune has a lot of power. But yeah, unfortunately not much else. So could be a little rough. As you can see already, we are struggling to keep this thing on the road. With that being said, I doubt that anyone can drive past us. This is far from clean, but I guess that's the price you have to pay for going for that amount of power, where you just breeze past everyone. Just for reference, most of the tunes in the A class have been somewhere between 500 and 600 horsepower. Here we are at 850. So, just as a reference, what I mean by this one uses a lot of power. But it is damn hard to control. So. Actually, what we might do is switch up cars, right? I don't want to anger anyone, You're probably thinking, hey, finally an American car. What do you mean, switch it up? Well, kinda like the Supra as well, you know? But we'll stick with that. I don't normally switch. Unless there are so many amazing options. At one time we switched because there were so many amazing options and I literally couldn't decide. But I think right now we picked a pretty good car, right? So that's a win in race number 1, which came rather easy. I mean, you have to really watch out with this car and this tune, but at the same time you have so much more power than anything else on the road that whenever you can put your foot down for a second, you just breeze past everything. So, hey, a wheel spin. Yeah, that's totally not disappointing. kind of scared of my own tune, so I'm actually considering changing it. Nah, we'll stick with it. Being able to just breeze past everyone is certainly pretty cool. Second race shouldn't be an issue neither. The thing is, the strategy becomes different because right now our strategy is to just drive past people whenever we can full throttle. Whereas in the other races, and with the tunes that I normally use, the strategy is to make use of fast corners because the handling is so much superior that you can really abuse the AI's weakness through the fast corners. And that's really a change in approach here as well. But there is something to be said about this, so I don't know. Unfortunately, the starting straight bit here was not long enough to breeze past everyone, but I really have to brake early here. You can no longer just start in and rely on superior handling. This is a very different driving style than what I normally employ, so I hope you enjoy this little stray from the norm. Let's get him. I mean, there will be a straight bit, right, where we can just floor it eventually. Doesn't look like it yet, but where we actually used our superior line to make that happen. Well, and the power, but also the line that we chose to go through these corners. So we did actually make use of superior cornering in a sense that we didn't corner much at all. Took a pretty straight line through there. Well, the AI was more like we really stick exactly to the layout of the road, and well, it cost them. Oh, here we can make up some ground. Or increase the distance between us and them, I should say. We would have to make up ground had we not been able to overtake, but we have been, so... not an issue. I mean, you can drive it somewhat reasonably cleanly, but it's just not very pretty, I suppose, what we are doing here. That's old school American car. Lots of power, nothing else. That's a very old school approach. Obviously modern American cars are a lot better at also doing other things than go straight. So that's a very old school approach we're using here. That's a win in race number 2, and it wasn't particularly close. Now, for general racing, I would possibly still pick the Supra, but Mustang has its perks. Obviously, power is the main one. Where's the last race? Or but with this tune, obviously you can actually use Mustang tunes that have really sweet and smooth handling. Obviously you sacrifice a lot of power for that, but Or we talk about this amount of power with very good handling, but when we're in an S-Class tune, so... Notice how I'm not even talking about the other cars, but I just don't like them very much. The TT is not something that I like using. A Peugeot... There's a Peugeot, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care about any of the other cars. Look at this. Hello. Knock knock. This is not really very fair, is it? We're just driving by. And yeah, you have to drive a little bit more carefully and you might not take it as far to its limit as you would with other cars or tunes, but you don't really need to drive it on its limit through the corners because you are so much better on anything that goes a little bit straight. So obviously you can use this on the drag strip as well. It is a drag tune to a certain extent. We're just killing them. Whee! Compromised the corner a little bit there, which was not ideal. Oh, we held that one through. That was... It's kind of... You commit to the corner and you hold it through. And you just pray that you are pressed enough to the road that it kind of pulls you through and that you don't fly off the road. That you're not that 2-3 miles an hour too fast into the corner, so that would maybe take you a little further out and then you hit the grass and you're done. Oops. That wasn't ideal. It looks a lot like we are going to bag 60 points, right? It does not look like we are going to lose this race. I'm turning in already, and it's just you try to hold it through. And then try to keep it stable through the corners. Also, while you're braking hard, you try to keep it stable. Obviously, you want to let off the steering wheel and just go straight and then slam the brakes. You don't really want to turn into the corner and then slam the brakes hard. That will just offset the car. Oops. Oh, the same corner as last lap. Well, this time we were sliding into it instead of just driving head on into it, right? That finishes the race reasonably comfortable. Actually, very comfortable. And that nets us 60 points and a championship win. And a Nissan R390, I think. Yep, the R390 GT1. Pretty cool car. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and you can find the tune share code in the description. Until then, farewell.